Hey y'all, welcome back to the Gossipin Gypsy Sisters. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Annie. You may know us from the TLC show Gypsy Sisters. This is our new show, and we're here to break down all things gypsy.
From the culture to the fashion to our everyday lives. Each week, we will be updating you on what's been going on in our lives, as well as watching the show for the very first time with you guys right here.
So if this is your first time watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more gypsy content.
Today, we have a lot in store for you guys, and we also have a new guest today. I guess we're really popular, Annie. We have a new guest.
We are popular, sister.
I can't wait to bring Matt Lytle in and see his thoughts on our show. Can you?
I'm ready.
But before we bring on our very own personal guest today, let's talk about what's been going on in our very personal lives right now. Annie, what's been going on with you?
Chrislin's pregnant, of course. She's been having her morning sickness. She's had a lot of sickness with this pregnancy. She didn't with Grayson like she is this one, so she's been in bed like a whole lot. And trying to take care of him on top of that has been pretty tough on her. On top of it, Carly's still at her dad's. She's got her little boyfriend in North Carolina. She's refusing to come home. I guess she's being a typical teenager right now. And me and Yoy are friends. We've hung out together, but we're friends. That's it.
Listen, I've said from day one, they're never parting for good. I don't care what she says.
Yeah, we're friends. Chrislin's sick. Carly's not coming home. Oh, I took time off working, cleaning cabins. I texted my boss and told her just to take me off the schedule for a while because I'm trying to get my TikTok battling back going.
I was just getting ready to say, what in the hell intrigued you to take off work? You do not clean cabins.
Oh no, that's my everyday routine. That's what I've got used to for a little over a year now, but I'm trying to get battling again, Kayla.
I know what intrigued you, Annie. I did. Aha! You've heard all that screaming going on back here for so long that you want to join the scream gang.
Do you know you texted me the other night telling me to be quiet because it was after 10 o'clock because I was battling?
Did you guys ever think I would have to text Annie and tell her to be quiet? Yes, I did. Do you know it was 10:30? I was so praying that you weren't going to get a complaint. I said I know I get lost. That's why I don't do past 10. But you were caught up in a moment, and I said, "Oh my gosh, we're going to get a complaint." Annie's back there literally throwing down. I already knew you was live without knowing you.
Girl. Yeah, I was. And I've been battling Joanne, and all she tells me is, I've took Kayla's advice. And she's like out there now with TikTok. She gets on every night. She stays on with her time, and I've been getting on with her, and we've been letting it roll.
Well, listen, all I said to Joanne is the same thing I would say to you or anyone else. Consistency is the key. If you want to be successful, you have to be consistent in what you want.
I guess.
I mean, it's working for you too, isn't it?
A little, yes. That's why I took off cleaning cabins because I'm trying to get my TikTok built back.
You haven't missed a night of going live in how long?
Only when I was sick, that was it.
But overall, how long have you been going steady? Whoops.
A couple weeks.
Couple weeks of going steady and it's starting to pay off?
A little bit, yeah.
I guess my advice isn't too bad after all on a lot of different things, especially TikTok.
Oh, we gonna say anything about me?
Yeah.
Not to mention we got to meet Mama Deb.
Mama Deb.
Hey, I enjoyed her.
I can't believe that she came down here. She was on a plane from start to finish for 18 hours. Yes. You want to put your hand up there and show our podcast what we done? We went in and got forever tattoos together. I did, Annie did. Kayla had to leave, so she's getting her forever tattoo one day this week, she told me. So we're looking forward to that. But we done so much with Mama Deb while she was here.
I enjoyed her.
From one extreme to the absolute next. She flew in on a Friday and left on a Tuesday. And believe me, she left with nothing short of memories that will last a lifetime.
And for everybody that don't know Mama Deb, tell them who Mama Deb is.
Mama Deb is a very, very compassionate, genuine, loving, very concerned mama.
No, like, tell 'em
Mama
who
Deb.
she is, like
Oh, Mama Deb is one of my daughter Kayla's biggest supporters on TikTok. Me and her have went round for round on that app so many times. Not in a bad way, but not in the easiest of ways either. And we have even become very, very close, even though something so bad could be so good. I never dreamed that Mama Deb and I would be as close as we are. I think the world of her, and I do look forward to her coming back. She did tell me some very disturbing news after she got back home.
So, Mama Deb never got to ride coasters before, and we got to let her experience riding coasters while she was here in Pigeon Forge, and she rode with me. We had a ball. I took her slow all the way down the track, but we had a ball.
Yeah, listen, Mama Deb left with memories that will last a lifetime off of one vacation, no joke. Like, our days started at 9 a.m. at the latest, and they never ended until 10:30 p.m. every night. Everything that you could possibly fit in one day's schedule, we
Yeah.
fit and done. And then, like I said, she flew in on a Friday, and me and Benny took her back to the airport on a Tuesday
Okay.
at 2 o'clock. She enjoyed it. She loved it. Like I said, she left with a memory of lifetime um for the rest of her life, as well as we did. She left a big impression on me. And with that being said, we're gonna move along. Mama Deb coming was amazing. The
Yeah, she's very
tattoos,
sweet.
I couldn't believe we all went and got tattoos together. That was a really, really big one. But guess what, Annie? You're never gonna believe what I done last night.
Oh, God. What did you do, Kayla?
So everybody, I know the world knows Benny loves seafood. Me and Benny got bored last night, and he hasn't had seafood in a minute. So sometimes I feel like he doesn't go get seafood because I don't like it. So last night I said, let's go to Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, Lord. You cracked some crabs.
Well, that's my favorite thing to do. I don't eat seafood, but I love to crack the crabs. I love cracking. I don't know why. It's an addiction. So I said, Benny, let's go to Joe's. I want to crack
Cracked
some
all of his
crabs.
crabs.
I cracked them and ate half of them.
No, you didn't.
Soaked in butter was the best. I always said if it swims, I will not eat it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I won't do it.
I take that back. Go to Joe's Crab Shack. Get you some snow white crab legs. Soak them in butter. Call me when you're done. If you call me and tell me you don't like them, I'm gonna call you a liar.
Let me tell you my problem. I can't take I have a gag reflux and I can't do it. It's just the thought of seafood. I've never been able to do it.
That's been my problem all these years, but crab is not like slimy. It's the cleanest white meat you will ever eat in your life. Oh my god, I cannot even believe that I love crabs like that. Oh, I'll go back there before the weekend's out. I will be going back, and I'm no longer just a cracker. Now I eat them.
She said, I'm no longer just a cracker. I cannot. That's the best one today, sister.
Let's see what else been going on with me. So George and Bella still on the rocks. I don't know what's going on with them. I do really want the best for both, whether it's together or not, because one's my son, the other's like a daughter.
Oh, I love
I
Bella.
love Bella. But I guess what I love and what George loves and everybody else is all different, and it's all up to what makes them happy. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really, really don't. And Lexi and Ryan is still separated.
I haven't talked to her in a while.
Lately, I feel like I've been facing a lot of different things, and it's been relationship wise between George with Bella, Lexi and Ryan. Lexi and Ryan, I think they are officially done. I never thought I would ever live to see that. I thought they were. See, Lexi's my private child. She doesn't tell me things. I don't know anything with her until it's done. And if I'm being completely honest, she got that from me 100%. I've always lived a private life. I never felt like I owed any explanations to no one. And I never felt like I wanted to run anyone down that I've ever been with. That's just not a healthy thing to do, no matter who you are. Lexi is the same way. So she never told me that her and Ryan was having problems until it was boom, they're split. She's starting to move on. They're both starting to see different people. I'm actually shocked, but it is what it is.
As long as they can be cordial for Madeline, I guess it is what it is.
And that they have been just that, very cordial for Madeline up to this point. And with that being said, I couldn't be more happier. So there's no complaints here. I just want to see them both happy.
Well, let me tell you about my complaint. If this rain don't go away from this hurricane stuff that it's done hit Jamaica and all that stuff, I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't know much about it, but I know hurricane, what's the name?
Hurricane Melissa, Annie. It was one of the biggest recorded hurricanes in history.
Oh, I did not know that. I don't even watch TV like that. I guess I'm too tied up in TikTok.
Oh, listen to that. Well, sometimes it doesn't bother, to watch a little news. Not that I watch the news, but I'm on social media a lot, and I knew about this hurricane like 2 weeks ago up to now, but it has literally like pounded through Jamaica. And I do send my prayers to everyone on that island. I pray that you all are okay. And to anyone that lost their lives, I am very sorry for you and your families too. I know there's a lot of people even from over here that went over there. Do you know how many people got married and went to Jamaica? And do you want to know what's making me mad about everything I'm seeing about this hurricane and all the people that stranded over there?
But
I'm seeing a lot of posts of people saying, "Why did these people stay over there? What they had ample amount of time to leave the island." Yeah, they may have, but when stuff like this comes up, the airlines shoot their prices up, which made it impossible for some people to make it home that wanted to
I
leave.
believe that.
They couldn't leave. They were literally stranded and forced to face Hurricane Melissa. So again, my prayers to everyone involved in Jamaica, out of Jamaica, all of our folks that went over there, people on their honeymoons. Were the day after this hurricane. We don't know how many fatalities went down over there. I'm hoping it wasn't many.
Yeah, I hope not either.
Hope there's not.
Hope everybody's
lost.
okay.
So Annie, should we go ahead and bring on today's guest?
Yes.
Well, everyone, let's welcome Matt Lytle to our podcast right now.
We are so excited to have you.
So very excited, Matt. How are you?
I'm probably more excited than you guys. I'm excited to see your guys' reaction to what I do and because it's so different what we all do. But yeah, knowing you
It's
guys
very
in your show.
interesting. I'm interested. I'm hooked right now.
Good. I'm hooked with you guys too. So let's do
Awesome.
this. Let's do this.
Thank
Guys, you may know Matt from the travel channel's Ghost Loop.
Yes.
So on your show Ghost Loop, like what was that like for you, Matt? What
Ghost.
exactly is that? What did you do?
Well,
I'm
I'm still
seeing
possessed
ghosts.
from the show. I'm still possessed. I haven't been the same person for almost 6 years now. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm totally kidding.
Like you really had
See,
me there for a second.
so that was my fastball down the middle. See what you guys are doing. No, so Ghost Loop, it was a show that was developed in the summer of 2018, and at the time I was only 24 years old, and I got a call from one of the producers, and saying, this is the show, it's in development, but we're looking for people to cast. We ran across your social media, and I interviewed for it, sent in headshots, you guys know, et cetera, et cetera. And then, yeah, I moved to Los Angeles, fall of 2018. And 2 weeks after I moved here, I got the email that our show was greenlit. And I'll be honest with you, ladies, like ever since I started paranormal investigating at 17 years old, Like, I became obsessed with I was already in the film industry, or wanting to be in the film industry, so I was like, "Okay, ghost hunting is my passion and what I think I'm meant to do on this earth, and I also have to make money through the film industry. How do I do that together?" And lo and behold,
Absolutely.
Travel Channel had other paranormal shows that were successful, and I kinda put out into the universe, like, "This is what I'm gonna do for a living." And by the grace of God and, the universe, I it's what happened, so, um, yeah.
So that's basically what got you into paranormal, I guess, you being what just tell me this, from a young age, were you always intrigued by, like, paranormal activity, or is it just that this opportunity fell in your lap and you were very interested and you just went on a wing and prayer and it was like, "Oh my gosh, I can tell by the way you're talking, you have seen some shit."
Yeah, oh my god. So, okay, the very beginning. This
I
won't spook
die after the first one.
this won't spook you guys out too much, I promise. My first experience wasn't like, a dark figure in the corner of my room with horns and red eyes and, like, rushing at me. It's actually a pretty, it's a chilling story, but it's not sad, but it's very heartwarming, I guess. So check this out. So I'm from originally Indiana. I'm from Indianapolis, and all of us, you guys are West Virginia, right?
Well,
Tennessee now.
Tennessee?
Tennessee now, but we're originally from North Carolina.
Oh, North. Okay, cool. So as
Yeah.
you guys know, that part of the country, like especially in the Midwest, we drive down to the South for vacation. So we would always go to Daytona Beach, Florida, and we would always drive. So my grandmother had passed away in January of 2009, right? So I was 15 years old. I was a freshman in high school. And granddad, my mom's dad, went with us. So he was with us a lot. Obviously, after my grandmother had passed, she died of Alzheimer's, so she died pretty young, unfortunately. But we're down in Daytona Beach, Florida, and my granddad, me, and my best friend at the time were sharing a hotel room. And like my mom and sister and little brother were in another room. So my best friend and I, we go upstairs to our room. It's like 11 o'clock at night. It's a Wednesday night, and my granddad is already asleep on his bed. So my friend goes over to the window area with the table to do whatever, charge his phone, and then I sat down on our bed. And let me preface this real quick. Before this, I didn't believe in ghosts. Oh, I did. I was terrified. I was like, "You guys, like, keep that away
You
from
sound
me."
like us.
Exactly. I don't want any part of that. Like, I was always interested in horror movies, but I was too chicken to watch them. Like, my first horror
Me
movie.
too.
Right? Wait, you guys are scared to watch horror movies?
I will watch it to
Petrified.
this day. I will not watch a scary movie.
Petrified.
Okay, we're gonna have some challenges throughout this episode because I want to challenge you guys as watching some of these movies. I won't throw like Blair Witch Project at you, but you guys should watch the Blair Witch Project because you guys are in Tennessee with the Bell Witch, and she's like one of the craziest like paranormal stories ever. The oldest paranormal story like in America is the Bell Witch. It's crazy. So we can get into that later, but let me finish this story. Um, so I felt like something was in the room with us. Like I felt like there was a fourth person in the room. That was not me, not my friend, or not my granddad. And all of a sudden I look over my right shoulder and I see my grandmother. I see her ghost. I see her spirit. And she died of Alzheimer's. So she was 76. She was very sick, very small. But when she was younger, she was 5'8". She had very luscious hair. She was just a very beautiful woman, right? And that's what I saw. I saw Grandma Gwinnett. I saw her probably about my age, around 30 to 35 years old. And I just chilled up. My eyes started watering. I stood up really fast and I looked at my friend and I was like, I just saw Grandma Gwinnett. Like, what? And apparently my granddad had cried himself to sleep that night, missing her. And when I saw her, her hand was placed on my granddad's back. Like basically saying, "Hey, I'm watching over. Like, I'm okay. Let our family know that I'm okay, Matt." And I just told my mom this yesterday. I was on the phone with her.
Give me chills.
I said, I think the reason grandma saw me is because she knew what my path was in life. Because before that experience, my path was going to be a physical therapist, probably something with sports, probably living somewhere Midwest or whatever. But seeing her and having that experience got me very interested in the paranormal. And then I started watching Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and all of that. And then I ended up going on a paranormal investigation about a year later. And the buddy I went with, I looked at him, I go, "This is what I'm doing, man. Like, this is what I'm doing for a living." And of course, at that age, we were like, "Oh, yeah, whatever, talk the talk." And then here I am proving them all wrong which, you ladies know, you've proved a lot of people wrong, I'm sure, with your guys' lives and careers. So you know the feeling.
Absolutely.
And so that got me started. And obviously it's not been all heartwarming experiences. I've ran into some very, very dark energy on accident and on purpose. Just because at this rate, it's all about the experience, and it's all about how far can we on this material earth, we as these physical human beings, how far can we reach the other side without going too far? Does that make sense? And that's kind of the way I look at
100%.
things now. Besides the fact I love helping people with their hauntings.
Do you have bad dreams at night? Like, does any of this haunt you?
Hey, really, that's a great question. It's sometimes when I do investigations and it's spots with very heavy energy or some dark energy, I'll have some nightmares. I've had night terrors. There it's less and less because, like, I don't know, I've been doing it so long, and I kind of know how to ground myself. I have the walls up as much as I can. I can it's kind of like controlling it. You know what I mean? Like I
Like,
just
doing that, and then, like, coming home and try to, like, live your normal life from doing that, and I'd be scared, like, I'd turn around or get out of the shower or open a curtain or something, and
There will be standing.
yes, it's just scary.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's very easy. It's been easier the older I've gotten and the more I mean, now I'm 32, so I've investigated for 15 years. It's crazy to say that. It's
Damn.
half my life. And the older I've gotten, the
Wow.
more experience I have, the more I can separate. It's like separating business from personal life. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So when I come home, I don't sit here and look around, make sure nothing followed me home. I don't do that anymore. I can't say I turn on happy things because I still watch scary stuff because that's, but sports and friends who don't do this. And I ride motorcycles. Like I do things that are completely different than the ghost hunting. But for some reason, it doesn't scare me. It's a comforting feeling. And that's why I was telling, people that us three work with, like, I'm weird, but I'm also a normal dude. Like, you'll see I'm not that weird, even though I sound like
It's
I'm
a
crazy
blessing
right
to be
now.
able to say it's comforting rather than haunting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what makes it pretty easy for me to
You know
to
what's
do all of
even more
this.
crazier?
What?
Is this is like we went to New Orleans and we done our haunted tour and all this stuff, and then you done this is crazy paranormal activity.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that. I know we're not into that yet, but I'm very excited to talk about New Orleans in that episode that you guys were on. I have some comments and concerns.
Awesome. Awesome.
By the way,
Awesome.
can I just say real quick too? I like you guys are fun. Like I'm very much like I'm Irish. Like Saturdays I like if we're out doing something, I'm like, let's go do a shot. Let's grab a beer. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm
Same. Lemon drop. We like to have a good time on a Saturday night. Who
100
doesn't?
100%. Day drinking's fun. I mean, I live in Los Angeles, so day drinking year round during
I
the
wanna
day.
go there.
It's beautiful.
Is the thing.
You guys haven't been to the West Coast yet? You've never been to LA?
I have
love
one question. Hey, on that note, I
Okay.
do have a question.
Okay.
So have you ever been day drinking and then let me just say this, day drinking or not day drinking, just drinking and then walking into paranormal
or
activity.
ghosts and all.
Like,
Yeah.
have you ever been like
That was
like
freak
a little tipsy while you're doing your paranormal activity?
It really depends on, if I'm running an event or have, 10 plus people that have never done it, I'll make sure I'm sober, obviously.
Oh,
But there
sure.
there have been run-ins to where, I mean, even Chris Califf,
accidental.
who's yeah, we'll call it accidental. Where Chris Califf and I, my co-host for the Unkindness Brothers, who's my best friend, we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, we've had some times where, he comes down to LA or we'll be up in Oregon or somewhere, even on the road for Ghost Loop. And we would, drink, we wouldn't drink on camera. Again, we'll talk about this. But after that or on our off days, we would, and then we'd stumble into like, hey, we're in this city. I know we're not filming today, but there's a ghost tour or something like that. And Caleb and I are like, well, we've been drinking, so okay. And then
Let's
we'll
check
go
this
in and
shit out.
yeah, let's check it out. And it's definitely a different ball game because a lot of people think when you are intoxicated that, you're more vulnerable to spiritual energy and all that. I think it's the opposite. It's when I'm sober and I know how to control my emotions and my abilities as a sensitive, as a clairsentient is what I'm called, where I can get spiritual messages through emotions. So like guys, Ghost Loop episode 6. Let's talk about Ghost Loop real quick. So we went in and we would help people with their hauntings, right? And the difference between our show is we would recreate the crime scene. of that location. So, episode 1, the ghost that was we would find out what was haunting, what was making this ghost loop, which is basically a ghost just showing up in the same room and kind of doing the same kind of activity towards the living person. And it was a domestic case. This guy, beat his girlfriend for months and even years. She finally had enough and shot him in the back of the head in the living room.
Oh, wow.
And there was this big fight,
Oh,
That's
physical.
insane.
Yeah, there was this fist fight happening in the living room. So what we did was we built this trigger environment to, trigger the spirit to try to communicate with them. So we had a whole art department. We had a production designer who she was amazing, the style that she did. And then we would build it and then we would go into it and ghost hunt after we would ghost hunt before we built the trigger environment. And the activity went 10 to 20 times every single episode.
Wow.
It was wild. So yeah, episode there was a couple episodes where I kind of opened myself up a little too much, and that clairsentient ability that I have, I learned a lot from it. So I don't regret any of it, but some things were scary, opening myself up. And as you guys know, being on national television, like, cameras are on you. Like there's not really any holding back sometimes. Like
that's
you
right.
really gotta give people a show, if you will. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna open myself up, see what happens. Cameras are rolling. Let's just, a lot of people are gonna see this,
You're
so might as
open
well.
to it, not knowing you're going just as open as it's about to
Oh
go.
yeah, oh yeah. And we filmed 6 years ago too, so I wasn't as experienced as I am now. When I say experienced, I mean I've investigated a lot more. I've read a lot more books. I've talked to more psychic mediums and parapsychologists and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Done a lot more research and just grown as a human being as well, which helps with all this. But yes,
Absolutely.
Well, not only do we want to welcome you to our show today, but we want to welcome you to the family.
Yes.
I'm
And
very
you have
excited.
you have a new show yourself coming to Reality Redux sister network, True Crime Tracker. Tell us about your show.
Yeah, our show is called The Unkindness Brothers. It features myself and Chris Califf, who was on Ghost Loop with me. We just so happened to have met being casted on the show over 7 years ago. And it was one of those things where when I met him, it was in Glendale. I was at this bar in Glendale. It was in early October 2018, and he was at the bar. I walked up to him, and as soon as like we shook hands and like, bro hugged or whatever, I was like, oh, this dude, not only are we about to do cool things in life, like this is gonna be my best friend. I felt that shit. So him and I, after Ghost Loop, which, ladies, our season 1 aired right before COVID. And it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
and it was
wow.
just one of those where it was almost inevitable to not get a season 2, which was
COVID
unfortunate.
devastated that. COVID devastated the book deal with us not going any further. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you guys feel my pain, yeah. And it's
Yes.
unfortunate because we really did have, our show was a lot Ghost Loop, that is, was a lot different than all the other paranormal shows. It had more drama, it had more, relationship problems, with our team kind of going at it where, a lot of people who watch paranormal shows, they're purists, right? They want the professional research and investigating and then go and tackle a ghost and then leave. You know what I mean? So with us and having
Right.
our drama, it turned off a lot of people, which I just think we were ahead of our time. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what
Very much so.
I think you guys would like our show because we're again, we're gonna get into it with what I've watched on your show. It is very much a sisterhood, and it's not all the time rainbows and butterflies. And there's gonna be
Oh,
fighting. There's
no.
gonna be stuff involved, and that was our show as well. We were the Jersey Shore of the paranormal. You know what I mean? So
Dang.
that's
Absolutely. I
so
so know what you mean in
yeah.
every aspect, all the
Well,
way down.
what type of cases like do you dig in?
Yeah, so for the Unkindness Brothers, I'll start off with telling you, everybody's watching this probably like, what the hell is the Unkindness Brothers? So the Unkindness Brothers, we're not unkind people. I think you can realize that. Caliph is not quite as friendly as I am, but no, I mean he would probably agree with that. But he's a very very nice guy. It's because in Norse mythology, let's go back a little bit. In Norse mythology, all right, Odin was the All Father, right? Odin had two ravens called Hugin and Munin. Munin was memory and Hugin was thought. So what Odin would do is he would have Hugin and Munin, his two ravens, fly around the world to gather information, to gather all the knowledge, and bring it back to Odin. So Caliph and I are the two ravens, and our audience is Odin, and Unkindness is a flock of ravens. There you go.
Wow.
The Unkindness Brothers. Right.
That's how you got that name.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of sick? Or is that stupid?
I
Be
mean,
honest.
I think it's intriguing. I'm not going to lie. It's very interesting.
Right? Yeah.
And I understand that the way you explained it, I get it completely.
Yeah. So that's our title. The stories we dig into on the Unkindness Brothers, for example, our first episode, that is airing November 7th, is Casey Anthony.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I never missed an episode of Nancy.
You worked on this, or you dug into it?
Yeah, we dug into Casey Anthony. Yeah, and what we do that's different with our stories is, we have different opinions. Caliph has law enforcement background, and so a lot of the things that he says from his experience, you won't hear anywhere else, right? And then I'm more the storyteller. So I'm what we call each other. I'm Munin, the Raven from memory, because I have all the story and all that, and then he's Hugin because he's thought. He brings in his thought that is so unique compared to any other true crime podcast. We have the Nexium cult. Have you guys heard of the Nexium cult?
No,
I've never.
The Nexium cult, it's brutal. There's a two-parter that we're airing second and third. Allison Mack, who is a famous actress who is in Smallville. She's been in a lot of stuff. Yeah, the
I know
Superman
Smallville.
show.
I watched that.
Yeah, Allison Mack was in it, and she was part of this cult. Not only was she part of this cult, she helped. She was the right-hand man to the leader. And you'll have to watch the episodes. It is such a disturbing story. She's actually coming on the podcast in a couple weeks. She's coming out this coming up week. So, ironically enough, coincidentally.
Yeah, coincidentally.
Yeah,
yes.
we have the two-parter for the cult she was in. Like it's insane. And we
That's
really
crazy.
dive deep into this. Like, and it's not just very professional. Like, okay, here's what the internet says, and that's what we're telling our audience. No, we're
this is real shit.
Bro.
Like, this is real deep.
Yeah, like we're gonna tell you what we think. You know what I'm saying? And I want to mention this too about the Unkindness Brothers that I'm very happy to talk to you ladies about. Caliph and I we're best friends. We're brothers. You know what I mean? Like we're not blood brothers, but having a podcast.
But you are.
Me and my sister.
I was gonna say. So I guess I want to throw it to you guys. Like that is going to be such a big difference in our podcast compared to all these other true crime podcasts. Is you are going to see us agree. You are going to see us disagree and let each other know. There's a little bit of argument, and like you guys can say as well. If you agree all the time, then it is what it is. But if you disagreeing and you're arguing and stuff, that makes the agreements and the happy times even more happier. You need those disagreements.
You should see us setting up for our podcast every week because
let alone diving in.
Let alone diving in is right because we go for war.
Yeah. No, it's great. So I was really excited to talk to you guys because
we were very excited.
Yeah, when he's on, we'll have to all chat together as doubles.
As a team, 100%.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the Unkindness Brothers. That's what everybody has to look forward to. We talk about serial killers too.
If I must ask, because I'm very aware that you guys are doing a podcast together, like you said, what intrigued you to do a podcast out of this?
That's a really good question. So I mean, clearly, as we all know, TV is very, very hard. Very hard to get back on and create and develop. Our industry. I'm in Hollywood. Like I work in the industry. And, we had a strike 2 years ago, COVID didn't help. It's just been up and down with scripted and non-scripted stuff, which non-scripted is what, your show and my show is with the Gypsy Sisters and then Ghost Loop. So the podcast world, Caliph and I we have such good conversation. We have such good knowledge and experience with these subjects, with the paranormal, but especially true crime now. We've both been true crime enthusiasts for decades. I remember learning about Ted Bundy when I was a teenager, and diving deep into that.
Hey, we was just watching him the other day.
Me too. I haven't been very long watched his stuff on Netflix.
And Ed
Ed Gein?
Yes.
Yeah, Monster.
I just watched it 2 days ago.
What'd you
He
think?
was pretty freaking
What did we think? I don't know if I have any thoughts left on that one. That one left me freaking
He
speechless.
was nasty. He was de-skinning people and
Oh my God.
and like having sex with the dead and
Inhumane type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
bra and underwear on. That was some nasty, downright
Yeah.
nasty
And
shit.
it's
And
that's
he
a
killed
true
his
story.
brother.
He killed his
Yeah.
brother. So all that's a true story. Ed Gein, I mean, this guy lived in Plainfield, Wisconsin, Midwest guy. He was this super small,
you know
quiet
he helped
guy. What's that?
he helped capture Ted Bundy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who, Ed?
Yes, he helped
They
capture
used
Ted Bundy.
they interviewed
Didn't
Ed
know
to
I mean,
try
we
to,
didn't
because
know.
serial killers, he was Norman Bates from Psycho as well. So there wasn't really anybody that the FBI could go to be like, okay, this is what's happening in we'll call it the serial killer world, because in the 70s and 80s, Ted Bundy was popping off, Green River Killer. I mean, I could name all the, John Wayne
Yeah, and then
Gacy,
that
all those
Jeffrey
guys.
Dahmer
Jeffrey
shit.
Dahmer, and they went to Ed to be like, you're kind of the reason why some of these guys
They're all doing it.
Are spinning out of
are cutting
control and
bodies
doing all
up
this.
and are necrophiliac is what somebody who has sex with dead bodies are. It's called a necrophiliac. And there was a lot of that going on.
He didn't do it for a long time either. He waited till that girl was leaving to go out of town or wherever, to New York, wherever she was going.
Yeah.
And she had him, the girl, what was it supposed to be, like her mother-in-law or whatever the woman
Yeah.
was supposed to have been to
Yeah.
her.
So,
That was some sick shit.
the real Ed Gein story, he claims he was not a necrophiliac, that he never did. The show has to add a little bit of horror to it because A, it's Ryan Murphy. B, it's Hollywood. It's an eight episode series. So some of the stuff wasn't true. It was dramatized, if you will. But he dug up bodies. He would read the newspaper, and if Susan Smith had just died in the obituaries, guess what he did? Okay, where's
He
she
was gonna go
buried?
dig
Great.
Susan Smith up.
Year round too, because a lot of people ask
Fresh
me, well,
body.
how you guys know cold? Like, how in Wisconsin in January is this guy digging up bodies? It's frozen ground, and that's why. It's because he dug them up hours after
I
they were
wonder-
buried.
And how mentally challenged would you have to be to want to dig up a dead?
You
Well,
have to be
he put
so
that
fucked
woman
up.
up in the room like she was his mother for how long?
I know. Oh,
That was nasty.
oh,
With the
so
face.
that was more of a nod to the movie Psycho, because in the movie Psycho, Norman Bates has his
Oh.
mom down in the basement, in the rocking chair.
Yes.
I again, I'm just going off my research and what I know. I don't think he actually did that. That was more of a nod to the movie Psycho, which I liked. I mean, I
he was
liked all
still
that.
sick though.
But he made lamps out of skin. He made a nipple belt.
Yes,
Like
I've
a
seen
full-blown
that. All
nipple
the
belt.
shit they made
And
out
then-
of actual skin was mind blowing.
Mind blowing. Yeah, and what's funny is I know people who worked on Monster and the Gein story, and I asked them, I'm like, what did the prop team do? And they had photos.
What?
They had photos of the real stuff, and they made it identical to the real skin, whatever it was that he created. I mean, bowls full of, or it was the remember the skulls that he was eating beans
Yes.
out of? Those were actual human skulls that this dude would cut and
Eating
you know
beans off of.
eat beans off of. He would eat any meals out of that. And then he had a
nasty.
room in his farmhouse. It was a shrine for his mother. And so it's disgusting. And yeah, you have to be so mentally disturbed. I
And
have a
then when the
question for
police went
you.
in there, all that smell. Oh.
Oh, can you imagine? I have a question for you
I
guys. So
couldn't.
you guys have both watched the whole series?
Oh yeah.
I did. I watched
did
Ed
too.
Gein, yeah.
Okay, so do you guys from that show, do you guys actually kind of feel bad for the man?
To tell you the truth, I feel like he had some type of curse on him that not even he
I
was
think that
aware of.
the mother raised him wrong. I think the mother was
She was
psycho.
forcing him to not be happy, telling him, no, women are, they're everything but what they're supposed to be. No, he should have known what it was like to feel loved and to be loved rather than the mom. I mean, just mentally
Yeah.
disabling him
Yeah.
in every which way, shape, or form when it comes to a female.
Yeah.
I feel like she had a lot
And the
to do
brother,
with his.
the brother tried telling him to leave the mother, and he didn't. He killed that brother,
Yeah.
and then didn't realize he like really killed him. He thought it was like a dream or
Well, the reason he killed the brother is because he wanted his mother to feel like, okay, mom, now I'm the provider. He felt like the mother was more geared towards the brother, which it did seem that way. But he didn't know when he killed the brother, he killed his mom. I knew that, like, before it even come to that part, I already knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, and that's very true. I mean, his mom did not allow friends from school to come over. She said every adult walking
No one.
this earth.
Hey, I don't. And
Yeah,
then
it
in the
was terrible.
psych ward, he was wearing his bra and the women panties and all that. It was just nasty.
Yeah, and you
I
guys saw
don't
the
think he
German
knew
story.
who he wanted to be.
He what?
I don't feel like he really knew what he wanted to be
I don't think so.
because his
Yeah.
mother corrupted him so
Well,
much.
here's the. I'm gonna say this like out, like the way he was cross dressing and all. You would think that he liked men, but he never did. He was all about a woman. He
Right.
loved a woman.
He wanted to be a
And
woman.
he
And he
wanted a
loved
big
women.
pet.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know.
And
It
he
was
just
the whole
in
thing was
that time, that town, like wanting to be something you're not, it's just it is so frowned upon. It's not even heard of. That's why they brought in the German storyline of that soldier who transitioned into a woman from a man and
that
was
was his
public
biggest
about it.
idol.
And yeah, and that was
His
his biggest
biggest
idol
idol.
because he's like, oh my gosh, if you can do it, then maybe I can. But then again, look at where he was. Look at what he already did. He already murdered people. So
So
I
many
feel bad for the
people.
guy. I really do. I feel bad
Well,
for
at the
him.
end, he died of what, lung cancer.
Lung cancer at 78 years
Yes.
old. He lived like and he tried to get
A
out of the
long
psych ward
time.
multiple times. He did.
And that I'm gonna say, I think that girl done him wrong too. Because once he got in trouble, she never come see him. But that one time, and he was dying. Then when she come to see him,
Oh yeah, the
the girl that
girlfriend.
he was
The
in love
girlfriend
with.
was actually written for Monster. She's actually not a real. She is a real person, but it was like a neighbor that he saw for like a couple months. But they just needed
Oh.
to add. Yeah,
A
I know it's kind of
person.
disappointing that that's not true, but it's still entertaining from the show. But
Oh, it
that's a
was. It
whole
was
weird story. So guys, you can see this is the Unkindness Brothers. This is what we do. We research these we do deep dives into these stories, these true crime stories happening in our world today. I mean, there's a lot of every story we talk about has relevancy of the past 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And we try to find the information that no one else can find. And then we
And
give our
bring it to
opinions
the
about it
table. Put
and
some
bring it
light
to the
on it.
table. That's right. That's right.
Well, now that we know that you're exploring true crime cases, have you ever watched Gypsy Sisters?
Yes, I have. You said true crime to Gypsy Sisters. That's so funny. Yes, I have actually. My mom watched it when you guys were airing live
Oh,
in the
nice.
mid 2010s. Yeah,
tell-
I just asked her. I'm like,
tell
you
your
watch that
mom
show,
we
right? She's
say
like, oh
hello.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm talking to Annie and Kayla tomorrow. So yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Surely your mom knows us if you don't. It's one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, she
the-
knew. She knew. She knew. She's like, oh, they're
Yeah,
sisters.
that's
I'm like,
pretty
they are
freaking
sisters.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, what are you dying to know about us? I mean, like we've heard a lot. Everything you just spoke of. I'm just over here speechless.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I'm really speechless, not in a bad way. I just am. But is there anything like that you're dying to know about us as gypsies coming from Gypsy Sisters?
So I love that because I know we're gonna get into the episode 303 with New Orleans, but before we get into that, I just want to ask, like, can you explain to me, and maybe people who don't know who are watching this for the first time, what makes you guys gypsies and what kind of like how did you guys grow up and kind of explain. I'm pretty I don't want to use the word ignorant, but I don't know anything about it. So what makes you guys gypsies and kind of like what do you believe in and how do you guys live?
So basically, gypsies are
Nationality.
it's a whole other nationality, and you know what? Don't be surprised that you're not the only one that knows, because there's a lot of people that does that just doesn't know what a gypsy means. A gypsy means non-American, or American, but you know how everyone has a nationality. Gypsies actually have their very own.
But there's
Besides that,
different
because
gypsies too. There's different
yeah, they're
types of gypsies.
That's right. We can speak a different language. We are raised very, 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 very
Sure.
strict. We're basically raised geared towards the girls are to be raised how to cook, clean, take care of a home, a family, to no ends, and you're to die by that, like by your home and your family.
And the man does blacktop.
And the men are the providers. But you want to know something? You know how each year things in this world just get worse and worse and worse, and things doesn't seem to get better and better and better. Well, same with our culture. As years progress, people are just doing different things. Just within any culture, you have your good with the bad with the good. We've kind of stuck by our nationality from birth. We're great mothers. We're great housewives. Divorce is frowned upon, but it's 2025. We're not living back in the 1900s anymore, where if you divorced, you was shunned altogether. It's not like that anymore. But you are to be who you are and what's expected of you as a wife and a mother. That's how, like, our culture is judged for the most part.
No, that's really interesting. That was one question that I had. So was y'all's parents gypsies as well, or was this kind of, you said you're born?
Our dad was an American, our mom's a gypsy.
Okay.
Our dad's, yeah.
And when people ask me that, I always say I got the best of both worlds, because our mom was full blood gypsy and our dad wasn't. So we got the gypsy coming out of our mom was a lot stronger than the gorger in our dad, but that didn't make us love him no different.
Yeah.
It just taught us the realness of the both sides of gypsy versus non-gypsy. I mean, and it wasn't bad. It's not a bad thing. So, Matt, basically, with our mom being gypsy and our dad being non-gypsy, which means gorger, I've always liked to say we had the most amazing experience of living the best of both worlds. I've always felt that way.
That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks for letting me know. Now I know a little bit more and I can tell people.
Yeah, no, that was a great question you had.
Well, guys, should we go on and dive into today's episode?
Let's do it.
Today we're discussing season 3, episode 3 of TLC's Gypsy Sisters, Bourbon Streets and Brawls. Just the sound of that. Bourbon Streets and Brawls, baby. That's what this one's about.
In this episode, Melly and I get drunk. Yep, I get drunk. Melly gets drunk. We learn about the history of voodoo, and Melly and Joanne go at it, and we go on a swamp tour.
So, do you remember that the alligator tour you were just talking about, Matt? Right before we got on this alligator tour, we showed up to get on, and Ashton Kutcher and his current fiance or wife, I can't remember. Anyway, they were getting off as we were getting on. We were getting on the tour that they were leaving. And that was like a little bittersweet. Who runs into Ashton Kutcher
Ashton
at
Kutcher?
a freaking
alligator
tour?
That might be the most random thing I heard about this episode. There might be more, but Ashton Kutcher getting off a swamp tour in New Orleans. What time of year were you guys down there filming?
It was in the summertime. Because
it was your birthday.
Oh, yeah, it was my birthday. What am I talking about? Yeah, it was spring, summer.
Okay, it was probably hot as hell, wasn't it?
Oh, it was definitely hot down there.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it watching the episode. That's funny, like Ashton Kutcher. Gosh, that's weird.
I'll never forget it, just like today. Didn't forget it then. I'll never forget it. It was one thing filming and we had never took an alligator tour, but seeing him come off,
you can tell.
I don't know why, but it gave me a sense of relief.
Yeah, that he did it. Did you guys say anything to him? I mean, obviously you were filming a TV show. Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, we didn't get to talk to him because we were with a whole ass filming crew. But
yeah,
you can.
I heard he was nice. I know some people who've worked with him. I heard he was nice. At least,
actually, it was actually, we ran into him there, but he was over where we were doing filming over on one of the main streets.
We were doing lunch, and him and her were walking on the street while we was there.
Yeah.
Huh.
So he was all over where we were.
Was he getting?
We didn't want to chase him down.
Was he getting barnbarred? How do you say that word? Bombarded.
He was incognito. He was literally incognito.
Good for him.
He had on a hat and glasses. Like, if you didn't know, you didn't know.
Yeah. Just like a good typical American in New Orleans, doing
Yes.
things that
Yes.
you guys were doing.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
Pretty freaking awesome, man.
Well, the main theme of this episode is being overserved, lashing out. Has anyone ever been overserved, or what did you do and when and where?
So,
Oh, I've been
oh my
overserved.
gosh. Yeah. You
think
said
we
I've been
all say that.
overserved. Wait,
I surely
first
have.
off,
I definitely think I got overserved that day. I got drunk. Me and Melly got drunk, and we got into a big argument. But I knew when to quit drinking. I think Melly wanted to keep going. So
did you guys drink because you knew you were going on to a voodoo / ghost tour? Like,
So-
is that why?
No.
So check this out. I went to a haunted house. I'm very scared to do things like that, and we went to a haunted house. It's close here to Halloween, a couple weeks ago, and I ended up drinking before I went there because I was so nervous and so scared. I'm not a drinker, and I'm one that drinks maybe a couple times a year, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But to go to do stuff like that, yeah, I do. I do like to drink or take the edge off some because I get scared. I don't like ghosts. I'm scared of ghosts. I'm scared of haunted houses, stuff like that. And I go do it and thinking it's gonna be fun, but I'm really scared of it at the same time. So
Yeah.
I try to drink me a little bit to take the edge off.
Oh, so you try to drink a little bit to take the edge off. Yeah, that turned into that snowballed, we'll call it.
I ended up drunk that day, like off my ass, but I had fun.
and you
And with that being said,
Mhm.
let's dive in to being hungover on the couch. And, just waking up hungover, coming from someone that's never drank in their life. New Orleans was the trip that was the first trip that I ever even tasted alcohol
Wait,
and
seriously?
really went with it. No, I'm dead ass serious. Yes.
Yeah, the women in our family don't drink.
I mean, most gypsy women don't drink, but like I said, it's we're talking 2020 something when that was filmed, and we kind of we switched up the rotation a little bit and said, you know what, drinking can't be bad unless you make it bad. People's allowed to go out and have a good time. If you can have a few drinks and know how to handle yourself, what's the harm?
There's no
So
harm,
that
right.
trip that we took to New Orleans, we wanted to find out what the harm in it was, and we went full throttle.
Yeah.
Full throttle.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know
Kayla.
yeah, Fireball. That's all I gotta say.
Fireball, Annie.
You know what? Fireball's always been my favorite drink for many years. And now my new favorite drink is not Fireball no more. It's lemon drop.
Okay.
And it sneaks up on me every time I drink it.
Yeah, it tastes like candy. Yeah, lemon drops are good.
So in this scene, Kayla, you talk about your eyes being open and that you can't be a gypsy and still have a good time. What was going on at the time, Kayla?
What I was saying
And do you
was,
still feel the same way?
I still feel the same way. Actually, I feel that way all the more. I truly found out that there's no reason to have a guilty conscience to go out and have fun with your family or friends. As long as you're responsible, and when I say responsible, I mean make sure that you're not drinking and driving. If you're going to drink, have a DD. If you don't have a DD, get you Uber. Rather be safe than sorry. That's first and foremost. Second of all, know your limits. And obviously, we were new to drinking, so we didn't know our limits. But with that being said, we didn't drink a lot because we didn't want to find out in the worst way what our limits was.
I'm feeling sick today. I and Kayla had the most to drink, and this bitch needs this. She is the one with a hangover, and she's the one that pooped out on us last night.
Last night, we had a blast in New Orleans for Kayla and Melly's birthday. And me and Kayla got a little drunk.
But we got that hungover feeling. I surely did, speaking for myself, and I know you did too.
You got drunk the night. I think whenever that night that you and Nenny drunk at the
It was
restaurant.
a
This
night
night
or
it was
two
me and-
before.
This night it was me and Melly, and you and Nenny and Joanne were the sensible ones. And me and Melly acted a fool.
Melly was no stranger to alcohol. Like, she was one of the cast that she's drunk. She's done her thing. I don't judge her for it. Like I said, if you know your limits, there's no harm in what you do. Don't act a fool. You can't be judged as one.
And Joanne talks about taking us all on a haunted tour into a voodoo shop.
Voodoo, stop right there.
I don't like
That was our biggest concern, and it might be your favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, like, have you ever thought about somebody just doing voodoo on you and you just don't know it? Like, that's scary shit.
Dude, so okay. I'm gonna make you guys feel better right now. Voodoo, you hear that word and you think spooky and you think spells and you think
Scary.
curses. That right there is all Hollywood. That is not
Really?
what voodoo is. Voodoo is a religion. It is about voodoo dolls are not to put pins in and hurt people. It is actually to heal people. It's for protection. That
Wow.
religion is very, very much in tune with nature. All of the rituals and stuff. They're very positive. It's not scary. It's not, and a lot of people think it is because New Orleans, it's haunted, and Hollywood has made voodoo queens look like devils in art and stuff. That's the farthest from the truth of actually what voodoo is. Um, and I wanted to make sure I let you guys know. You guys didn't have to be scared at all. It is just a very, very old, it's one of the first religions to come to New Orleans from West Africa in Haiti. And when it came over here from enslaved people, they mixed it with Catholicism because that's what the Catholicism was, the religion in Louisiana. And so they mixed it to not really hide it, but basically to make sure that, the white folk didn't look at them as witches. And so that's what happened. And there was, I mean, we're talking 1700s, 1800s. Marie Laveau is one of the most famous voodoo queens. And it's not because she had superpowers and, was out there cursing people. It's because, she was a healer and all of her rituals and stuff she did. I believe her mom was part of voodoo as well. And she was one of the most I don't know, profound people to ever live in New Orleans, and she really changed the culture of voodoo. So again, it's commercialized as scary, but you guys had nothing to worry about. And I am actually interested to hear what you guys learned on this ghost tour, which we can talk about the ghost side of things, but
You might not hear about me learning much because I was pretty drunk.
I saw you left that table fast at the end of that tour.
On
Which I don't
that
blame
ghost
you.
tour, I'll tell you what stuck with me of everything that guy said. He gave us a very lengthy tour, which
The woman.
he, she, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
Bloody
I can't
Mary.
remember.
I know Bloody Mary, by the way.
You know her?
Yeah, she not personally, she's been on
Wow.
Ghost Adventures a few times. She's friends with one of my friends here in LA who's from New Orleans. My friend is a paranormal investigator. She actually has her own paranormal podcast called Holly Weird Paranormal. She is one of the best people I know. And so Bloody Mary is we know the same crowd, if you will. So when I saw she was giving you the
That's
tour, I knew you
crazy.
guys were in good hands. But she
Awesome.
has one of the most haunted, I think it's a museum, but I think she lives there as well. It is like full of books flying off the shelves. She does rituals there. Again, nothing to conjure anything evil, but that
That's
woman
real.
is, yes, that woman is powerful. You're lucky she didn't take you to her museum because that's where I
Oh
would have
my
been terrified if
gosh.
I were you, Annie. I would have been
Oh,
terrified.
hell no, I wouldn't have went. I wouldn't have went.
Shit goes flying off. I mean, there's her bathroom in it. Shit goes flying off the counter.
And she
It's
lives there?
hell yeah. She doesn't care,
How?
but she's
How does she
protected.
lay down and go to bed?
She
I
knows
guess
she's
he just
protected.
said she's protected.
Yeah, you guys know you met her. You know what I mean? Like you saw the woman, and Annie, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody, you guys have seen that episode when you were giving her like fingers behind her head and stuff. I'm like, oof, that is not a woman to mess with.
Not a good thing to
That is
do
not a woman to
behind
mess with,
her.
homie.
Oh shit.
So have you ever been to New Orleans?
I actually have not been to New Orleans. I've been to
No?
Savannah. I've been to Charleston. I've been to St. Augustine. I've been
I
to all.
challenge you to go to her museum.
Charleston,
I
South
will.
Carolina is one of my favorite places to go to. I ain't gonna lie. I just went there maybe not 2 months ago to
Oh,
Myrtle
really?
Beach, and we went to Charleston, South Carolina. I've been the second time ever,
It's
and
beautiful.
I done the carriage ghost ride and stuff. Man, I love it down there.
Were you
They
scared
was
when you
telling us
went on
about
the
the
ghost ride?
houses, huh?
Were you scared when you went on the carriage ride?
Well, some of the stuff that they were telling us, it was pretty spooky. But then
Mhm.
there was a lady in the hotel that said that what the tour guide said, well, some of it wasn't so much true. So I didn't know what to believe and what not to believe.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that because it was Kayla, it was you who mentioned in this episode that you weren't sure what you believed with Bloody Mary. So what was it that Bloody Mary said, or was it just her vibe that you're like, I don't know how much I believe?
Well, if I'm being completely honest,
Yeah.
because we have watched all this for the very first time with the viewers as well as you, going back to that very day, just being completely dead ass honest, I didn't know if this lady was getting paid to give a tour and fed a script or if she really knew her shit. Ellie and Annie, at this point in time, they are totally out of their minds. At the same time, Bloody Mary is trying to, educate us on this haunted tour that she's given us. But there's a part of me that says don't believe anything this woman's saying.
I respect that.
You get what I'm saying?
You don't know what to believe anymore.
I absolutely respect that. I would have been the same. I would have been the same way. I know Bloody Mary and I know what she knows. So, I would believe her, but you're right. It could be a script. But it's New Orleans. They don't need a script there.
If it was a paid script that she was getting to do her job, they better hope like hell they never have to replace her because she really knew her stuff.
Yeah,
I was very intrigued at what she knew. So I'm not even going to say I even felt like all of it was like lines fed because going in, I thought, man, this lady's getting paid to give this tour.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I thought the same thing. I thought everything was just not true. Like, because if I would really thought it was real, maybe I wouldn't have got drunk. But who's to say this has been so many years later? Just like the stuff in Charleston, I don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
But Annie, on that tour, Matt, she knew a lot. She taught us a lot. She told us things that we left and came home with. Well, I'll speak for myself because Annie was a little bit tipsy, but I wasn't. And I knew what she told us, but I'm going to tell you what has stuck with me to this day, and which plays a big factor in me not necessarily wanting to like ball back to New Orleans. She told us in New Orleans, when crimes happen or things happen on the streets that the law enforcement,
There's not much
there it's slim to none. There is really. So when she said that, we was like, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, people could be shot,
and they take forever to get to
assaulted.
you.
She said sometimes they show up the same day. Sometimes they might not even show up the same day. Might take days. With that being said, I started thinking to myself, oh my gosh, where am I? Why am I here? And why were we brought here? If something were to happen, which the very first night we went on Bourbon Street, I had a guy try to take my hand and slide me down an alley. Had I not been holding hands with Melly, Nettie, Annie, Joanne, Dovey, all of us were not holding hands, he would have had me. Where would the law have been? And
terrifying.
I just took this freaking tour. And then that happened. So after that, I was like, I want to go home. I just want to go home. I want to go.
Makes you not want to go back there.
That's really scary. I didn't know that about New Orleans. Again, I haven't been, so I haven't seen that. I mean, you guys saying that the police might not even show up with all these crimes.
They may not show up for days, and that's
Think
what
about it.
Bloody Mary told us.
Think about
They
it. That
told
could
us-
be causing hauntings. Like
Yeah.
no justice. I mean, that a lot of that is
That
what
could be
causes
the reason
hauntings.
for all the voodoo and all the paranormal activity there.
The
There's
ghost.
a lot
Yeah,
of
because
reasons.
a lot of shit's happening and they're not getting the treatment.
They told us that we needed to all stick together in a group, not to ever wander off by ourselves.
stay together.
Like, she told us some scary shit. I do remember that.
Yeah, I don't think she was lying. Bloody Mary is a voodoo
I don't think
priestess
so
as
either.
well, so that's what she practices.
I did not
too.
know. Like, this world's not so big after all. I mean, Bloody Mary, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's really terrifying. I'm glad that she was honest with you guys and was looking out for your physical safety. Kayla
She
and
was
I.
very thorough and very,
Good.
very protective of us, and she didn't even know us. She was letting us know how to just get there, get through there, but get out of there safe as well.
Well,
She did.
when we went to party and stuff, the filming crew made us go home at a certain time. And I remember us getting so mad at them, but they were looking out for our own safety.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good crew. Annie, you admit as well that this was after that round of shots. Well, first I want to ask, when you guys went to the daiquiri place, which, man, those places are all over New Orleans and Savannah. You just go in and, man, you get blitzed
get 'em.
in like
Do
10
whatever
minutes.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw the Fireball. Oh gosh, I have an
Ugh.
experience with Fireball, and same thing. I
Me
mean,
too, and I'll never drink it again.
I haven't drank it in a long time, but I will tell you, lemon
Makes you
drop's
fight.
my new favorite drink.
good. It's safer because Fireball makes you want to fight. It really does. Truly,
Fireball
like,
makes me emotional.
yeah, emotional and yeah, you either want to fight, you want to cry, you want to do both.
Or I have wanted to fight. I will admit that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, on the episode, so how much did you guys, the camera kind of, the way they edit, you can't really tell how much you and Melly drank at that first spot before the tour.
Oh, I need another one. You're gonna be puking your brains out here in a little bit.
Oh my God, don't drink too much
but
right
I
now.
am.
No.
Can I have another one? Hey, can't you gradually drink? It's the middle of the day.
We go to the daiquiri bar and I am not getting anything. Annie and Melly, on the other hand, they are going for it. They're getting these daiquiris, they're taking shots. She's getting lit way too quick.
How much did you guys actually drink there?
What you think they drank. They were so lightweight that it literally.
I think I had like 4 or 5. I think I had like 4 or 5 shots.
If you had,
And and it don't take but like maybe 2 to get me gone.
And you gotta think of the timing. Like, you didn't take 4 or 5 shots in half a day. You did it in like what were you guys in there for, like 30 minutes?
Minutes.
It wasn't long. I done like 4 shots.
That would have fucked me up, honestly.
Me too.
Hey, look,
100%.
right to this day, from where I'm not a drinker, and we go out like every now and then, and I'll drink 1 lemon drop shot now. 1 lemon drop shot gets me gone.
Oh, cheap date. That's the way to do it.
Yes, I'm a very
saying
cheap date.
Cheap date. Yeah, I don't drink a lot as well anymore either. I mean, I know I said what I said earlier, but I've over the last like year and a half, I don't drink near as much as I used to. And same thing, kind of every once blue moon. And when I do, it doesn't take much. Like, I know Halloween I am, and I'm already preparing for Saturday morning to be hungover. You know what I mean? Which is gonna suck. But
Exactly.
but
I think you should maybe like make it on your list to go to New Orleans and do the
it is.
paranormal
It's my number.
activity.
Annie, it's my number 1 place. Like, I told my friend Tammy, I
Really?
said, tell
Just
me
don't
when
go
you
there and
go,
get in
I will
trouble,
go.
Matt.
Oh, I won't. I'll try not to. I'll try not
Please
to.
stay safe out there.
I will.
That I mean with my whole heart.
I will. I definitely will.
Because the law enforcement is not there.
Yeah, that's sad. That's new information that a lot of people probably don't know watching this. That's
Yeah.
good information. Everybody
And
stay
if you
safe
go
if you're
down
going
there,
there.
make sure you go with a couple people at least, or you and your best friend, whoever.
If they be in a big group.
Okay. Duly noted.
And the cops that night, there was very few there. Wasn't a couple of them with us? Who was?
It wasn't many.
But there was very few.
You can
cops
count
there.
on one hand how many cops were in the town.
That's
And
wild.
You can imagine
was
the things
insane.
going on in New Orleans of all places.
Yeah. Well, you
handful of
remember
cops.
the guy who drove the truck through the protests. What was that? Last year, 2 years ago? The guy drove the truck.
2 years ago.
He drove a
Yes.
truck through Bourbon Street and
Sure
it's-
did.
He just
Wide open
drove
and
off
just
wide open. Oh, the fences.
I
The
remember that.
fences weren't up. You know what I mean? Like the cement blocks
Barricaded
that
thing.
they weren't
Yeah,
up for
no.
some reason. I'm like, what do you mean for some reason? Look at what just happened. Like, look what's happening in our country, and you're not guarding people. Like,
You're
I don't
not
know.
guarding, you're
We don't
not
have to get into that.
protecting, you're not looking out.
It's so sad. It was last year, yeah. Let me
Yeah.
ask you this though. I was gonna get to Annie real quick. So Kayla, you were kind of skeptical about Bloody Mary. So Kayla, you were skeptical about Bloody Mary in the tour, and I understand that. But what also caught my attention from Annie is this was after the 4 to 5 shots that you did. We got to get that number right because we'll talk about
Yeah.
why that number is important later. You said you didn't believe in ghosts. Is that true, or were you just kind of saying it?
No, I was drunk at the moment that I said that, and Nate, that I don't believe in ghosts. If my father passed away many years ago, if I seen a good spirit come to me, it'd be different. But I'm scared of bad spirits, so I try to shut it out and say maybe I don't believe in ghosts. But
So, baby, basically, you're using the word good spirits in the place of ghosts that could be. She doesn't really know if ghost is good or bad. She's all for a good ghost or a good spirit.
I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to this train track, and it used to be a light. And we used to always say, do you remember that? It
We had to say the name 3 times.
And this light would just pop out of nowhere.
But tell them
And
why.
it only
Someone was
certain
hung and murdered
times.
there.
Yeah, somebody was killed there years prior to that. And it would be a hit and miss. Sometimes you would go there and it would do it, but then there would be times you would go there and it would. And we went there
9
several
times out
It
of
was
10, it
scary.
killed itself.
It was very, very
And we
scary. And
witnessed it.
it was far.
Coming from people that don't believe in this kind of stuff, we seen it.
We saw it, yes.
Ladies, for the first time on this episode, you just gave me back chills. Like, I actually have chills with that story.
Really?
I promise you,
That's
everything I love.
Interesting.
We
That's very
witnessed
interesting.
it, and you're talking to people that is not. We've never ghost hunted.
Right.
We've
Not
never
yet.
been on a ghost tour. But our stepdad, the man that raised us all of our life, he was born and raised in
Him as a
very
kid
small town,
used to go there.
Conway,
Okay.
North Carolina.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about Conway, South Carolina. Conway, North Carolina, near Murfreesboro, Ahoskie. What was that train track, Annie?
It was in Orlando or somewhere.
Yes.
It was somewhere near Ahoskie, North
And
Carolina.
if you went down there and said it 3 times,
well, I don't know.
what did
Listen,
you say? I don't want to say.
I don't remember it either. Some ghost hit, something about head, something head,
I ain't even
something head, and something would
I'll see
appear.
it tonight.
And it was far away.
I don't want to see.
You don't remember doing that, like until
I
I
don't
just did it.
remember.
No, I'm
You don't-
saying you
yes.
didn't think about it until I just remembered.
No, I've never forgot it. I just don't talk about it. That was a frightening time of my life.
Yeah.
I did it several times, and my stepdad did it when he was young too. If that tells you anything.
Wow.
And I'm 40 years old now. But when I was young, yes, I went there so many different times, and it was the spookiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Laura, she used to be on the show with us.
Our sister-in-law
She used to go there with us too, and she can verify the same thing. Like, it's crazy as shit.
This
ever.
is no tell. It is factual.
Yeah. Well, you guys had
Coming
experience
from
before
people
going to New
that are
Orleans.
petrified
Yeah.
and really don't even go.
That's the only thing I've ever experienced, though.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, we might have to change that now that you know a couple ghost hunters.
Yes,
True.
If
true,
you're down,
true
if
story.
you guys are down, that'd be fun. I would never put
Yeah,
you
I
in
ain't even
harm's
gonna
way.
lie.
I
I'm down to
respect.
learn a lot more in that area.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, should we talk about Melly going crazy after the tour, Kayla?
Stupid.
No, Mom.
Yes, you are. She said what I said.
Why are you mad about it, Melly?
This whole fight started because Annie and Melly was disagreeing about how many shots Annie had. Really, you're gonna go that AWOL?
Let's talk about why she went crazy. She had too many drinks,
She got on top of cars.
screaming for more alcohol.
She kept trying to get more drinks and tried to
more.
fight her sister.
She got pretty shitty with me. And I am one person Melly never got shitty with. So with that being said, I knew she was a little overserved.
Well,
So
here's
I
the
tried to
problem.
deal with her in that manner.
The whole fight was Melly tried to say she had 7 shots. I had 7.
The fight was which one had more shots. Melly was fighting the point she had more shots than Annie.
I was supposed to have said I had 7. Melly said I had 4. It was all crazy shit. All I know is we were both drunk. We both had fun. She turned into wanting to fight, and I didn't. That was a fun drunk
Because
that
she
night.
claimed she had
But I
7 shots
instantly
and you
went
had
sober.
4. Yeah. Have you ever met? Have you ever drank enough to the point where you get scared straight? Come on, because I promise you, I'm 33 into drinking and I'm 43 now, which is 10 years later. I've been if I go out tonight and I drink, and I might even get past the point, but let some trouble pop off, I'm gonna be sober as a judge.
I've done that. I did that night.
yeah.
I went sober that night. Melly wrote the whole vibe when she started wanting to fight.
Screaming.
I went sober. Now I know my eyes still look tipsy or whatever, but in my mind, like I went sober.
You were calm.
And
You were
Minnie
definitely
was
calmed down.
so
Yeah.
mad.
Huh?
I said, Annie, you were definitely calmed down at the end of that.
I did calm
you
down.
absolutely were.
She
Obviously compared-
sobered up. Yeah, I think that little confrontation sobered Annie up. And Nettie was so mad.
Melly kicking
Oh
the
my
door, trying to
gosh.
break the door off
She
the
was
van was
so
so
mad.
out of. That was just so wrong on a vehicle that didn't even belong to her.
I was terrified that she was going to. When she did that, that was my biggest shock factor. That was my biggest awe.
You're like, who starts kicking doors that doesn't even belong to you?
And, like,
don't
guys, I
vandalize
work
other people's
crew.
shit.
Like I work like on the other side of the camera sometimes too, or a lot of times. And like if I was
Sure.
like the producer, I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's gonna break the door. Now
you do not
insurance,
know what the
but-
producer.
Our producers has been beat up. I'm
They
not sure
they went
yours
through
has.
hell with her. They had
Had phones thrown at you,
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers. Like, only God let us
phones,
keep the
cheeseburgers.
producers we had. They were the freaking best because I can't say that I would endure and still be by you to know what some of the cast members done to our producers. They just did not deserve it.
You had to end up calming your nerves down because you and Melly flew into it. And you had to realize, hey, she's drunk. I'm just going to shut up. Do you remember that?
Yes, I had to get involved because my sister was drunk, but she sobered up. Melly was drunk. She's still drunk, screaming, I had more shots than you. And I'm like, why does it matter how many shots anyone had?
Right.
We are all in New Orleans to have a good time. We're not counting up shots.
I feel bad what she done to Joanne there because she done Joanne pretty bad. She told Nenny, I won't hit you, but I'll fight her and any of them back there.
Yeah.
Talk about me, you and Joanne. Like, she done Joanne bad. And all Joanne was trying to do was calm her sister down.
Not even taking up for Melly. That's why this motherfucking episode is to do with overserved, because that is not Melly on an average day. That's not Melly.
Melly done some of it for TV too, I'd say.
I don't know, Annie. She was pretty drunk that day.
She looked pretty lit, just from a person who wasn't there,
She
just
was
watching
drunk.
it, who also knows how
Very
to work
drunk.
TV. Man, if she were to say, yeah, someone who was for TV, I'd be shocked because she looked blitzed. And
No, I'm saying she was lit, but she didn't care what she was doing, and she knew she was filming, so she was just going on and give a bigger show, is what
It
I'm
took
saying.
me and Nettie to calm her down, and that was not no easy motherfucking like rodeo. No one's just gonna calm Melly down after she's amped up and fired.
Yeah.
She was fired up. It took not only Nettie, which was her sister, but me, her cousin,
Well, she went
to calm her.
from trying to fight to ending the scene with her hands in her face crying because she knew she done wrong. And the one that got her feelings hurt the most was Joanne. Because she didn't treat Joanne like a sister.
Yeah, she didn't.
Joanne
done
said she
bad.
felt like Melly had something against her.
You understand that?
Okay, but she's gonna leave her own sister in a car like she's gonna fight her?
I don't give a Get that out of my face.
Kayla, after all this crazy shit that Melly done, she ends the scene with her hands over her face, crying, and everybody else's night was ruined from all the fighting.
Okay, Matt, you ghost hunt, you ghost tour. What's your thoughts on a drunk tour with Bloody Mary by the end of the day?
And especially
And
that's how
not
it
the
ended.
drink.
Asking for a friend.
Okay, so watching, especially we'll call it the brawl. For me, it was hard to watch. Personally, I have had an experience a lot like that with very close people in my life. This was 10 years ago as well. And it was exactly like that. It was a bunch of brothers and sisters fighting for no reason, for the dumbest things, like how much alcohol or whatever it was. But on the show,
Yes.
Joanne was saying, it's not just tonight. She has something against me when she's sober. And that hit me because, with my scenario, it was the same thing. There were just some things behind the scenes going on that led to, it was Fireball. All of us brothers literally fist fighting each other. And it was the dumbest thing in
Wow.
the world. And obviously we still love each other, but we do chalk it up, to, we were drunk. We were overserved. We were not on national television, thank God. But so it was kind of
Amen.
cringe, to be honest with you. But it was because I related to it. You know what I mean? With that experience. Now,
I mean, it seems like you can relate to a lot of what we relate to.
It was
so-
relatable.
Relatable. Are you sure you're not Gypsy?
yeah, I mean, now when I watch that and talk to you, I'm like, maybe I do have some gypsy blood in me, man. It's funny too, because speaking of relatable, again, people who have watched Ghost Loop that are watching this now or are going to, especially the first half of the season, we do the same. I said it earlier. We were the Jersey Shore of the paranormal. Like we fought, like we had disagreements. We didn't jump over, our production van seat and swung, but if we had alcohol on camera, it would have been that way. It would
have been
promise
all
you.
the same.
It would have been the same. I'm not even kidding you. So it's kind of funny that our paths have crossed because we are, we had that kind of show.
A lot of
And Caleb
similarities.
was a big part of those fights because he's my best friend and he was on the show. So when things were happening, he stuck up for me. He's my Dean Winchester to Sam Winchester. He's my older brother.
Hey, speaking of Dean Winchester
Yeah.
and Sam,
Oh boy.
did you see their episode where they talked about the Gypsy Sisters?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
which one?
They got on there and they were doing some kind of gypsy type shit. I forgot what it was, but I'd have to go back and find it. But
And what was the name of that show?
I don't. Yeah, he knows Supernatural.
Well, Supernatural.
He
You
knows
got
it.
to tell me
That's
which
it.
That's what
episode.
he's talking about. Dean and Sam.
It's on my Instagram. I posted that shit on my Instagram.
He's talking about the Gypsy Sisters on that fucking show, and I freaking
on
love
a whole episode.
I'm a Dean Winchester fan. I love him to my life. I love that man.
Jensen,
I love
Jensen's
him.
a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yes, I love him.
I worked with Mark. I'm gonna name drop. I don't care. I worked with Mark Pellegrino, the guy who plays Lucifer. I worked with him
I
this
love
year.
Lucifer. You talking
Yeah.
about the show Lucifer? Yes, I love that
the
show.
guy who played
Oh.
Lucifer in Supernatural.
in Supernatural.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, he's so him and I, like, yeah, we have a relationship or whatever. But I got all the behind the scenes stuff for Supernatural, but I want to know which episode they mentioned Gypsy
I'm
Sisters.
gonna find that for
I
That's
have
super
one
cool.
question.
He says up there it's like watching an episode of the Gypsy Sisters.
I have one question about that whole episode. Where does he get the name Lucifer from? I'm a,
devil, Kayla.
I know.
And it's Supernatural. You'd have to watch. She don't watch the
Oh,
show
she
to
doesn't.
know.
Some
Clearly.
of it. I haven't seen it all.
You'd have to watch the show
Okay,
to know
maybe I watched
why
it
Lucifer's
in
on there.
Yeah,
Okay.
literally the Antichrist, or not the Antichrist, literally
I love
Lucifer.
it. I love that show.
Yeah, it's good. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I thought about that scene. It was crazy, and again, it's relatable. And I love how you guys concluded it with the next day, Annie. I think it was smart. You said, you know what, she was drunk. We can forgive her in your interview, your on the fly interview. I thought that was very mature of you to say, because that's how I felt too. You know, the next day it's
Yeah.
hard to forgive just because it's still kind of like boiling, you know, between
But
the
at the
group.
same time, everybody's sober minded, and you got to just do the right
Right.
thing.
I was drunk and was willing to. I didn't even want that to happen at all that night, but she just went a little off the deep end.
Yeah, and it happens. It happens. Now, I look at that, and let me ask you a question. I guess give you my concern. You guys went into a voodoo shop. That, like I said, now you guys know that it's not evil, that it's about protection, it's about healing, it's about positive energy. And you guys
Now.
took what just happened, and I'm a very big energy guy. You know what I mean? You guys took what just happened and went in there.
Hey, y'all, this place is freaking me out.
We go in the voodoo store and there's all kind of freaky all over this place.
Oh God, I'm getting sick. Can we sit down, please?
Absolutely.
To me, you stirred some shit up, and I guarantee you, and when Nettie was like, I can't be in here, I got to get my sister, I was like, smart. Because y'all bringing in that energy into a voodoo
That
shop,
energy wasn't the thing to
it does
bring
not
into them.
mix. It clashes. And that could have been very dangerous spiritually for you ladies. And you were,
Really?
yeah, I think you're on the
Wow.
cusp of something not great happening. So you guys seem to be okay. But,
Shit.
I
but
wish
yeah,
I would have knew that back then because I wouldn't have walked in
I wouldn't
there.
have, I would have been like, if I was on the show, I'd have been like, don't go in there. You guys, this too much negative energy
And
right
Melly
now.
was saying, if y'all go in there without me, I'm gonna fight somebody.
Yeah.
Did you see that? If y'all go without me, I'm gonna fight somebody.
She said, I'm going to fight everybody. It's like,
It's crazy, girl.
so, but yeah, it was, you know, it was worth a watch. It was, again, look at it positively. It was very entertaining, and it did show growth in all y'all's relationships, and I thought that was really beautiful.
Now, I have a question for Matt.
I was talking about
That house. Voodoo doll. No. Forget the house. Matt, have you ever touched or played with a voodoo doll? Ever?
Yeah.
I'm sure he has.
Yeah. For sure.
And you say that's always for good things, right? So
Well,
if you're
not always. I mean, for voodoo, yes. For New Orleans voodoo, yes. But you never know. Some people have different intent, and some people don't say it out loud. You really got to be careful with that stuff, which is, again, why I don't blame you, because I know the reputation of New Orleans voodoo. It's not true, but there could be that one bad apple out of all the voodoo priestess that actually use it for negativity and will
Negative
conjure
stuff.
evil spirits, bad ghosts, as you say. You know what I mean? Listen, I've been to the Warrens Museum. I've seen the scariest of the scariest dolls, including Annabelle, which isn't even the scariest doll in their museum. I've seen vampire coffins, human skulls, haunted Ouija boards. These aren't haunted. Well, this one might be. This one's haunted. This one is not. This one's haunted. I'm not even kidding.
You're not scared of it?
No, hell no. Hell no.
well, thank God me and Nettie decided to leave that damn voodoo shop.
Yeah.
Joanne wanted to stay and learn about it. Me and Nettie was like, we may would have stayed, Matt, but Nettie and I had to leave that voodoo shop to go comfort Melly.
Yeah.
With that being said, it got us out of there.
Yeah. I think
We
it was
didn't
smart.
choose to go out. Melly had a be dealt with, and it took me and Eddie to deal with Melly.
Yeah.
However, Joanne wanted to stay and figure it out, though.
Yeah. Joanne, to me, like looking at it from just watching the episode and in my perspective, especially
She really
being
wanted to
energy,
learn.
she did. But man, the mix of emotions that she had with what just went down, what was going on prior, what was going on. And you guys can relate to this. And I always tell people, everyone watching this needs to realize too, it's not just the ladies there or me and my team. Like there's cameras. There's camera operators, there's producers telling you stuff, there's lights, there's PAs, with Crafty coming in and out and cars going. You're also part of a production for a network television show. So there's so much chaos going around when you're doing this. And then when you add, Caliph and I fighting one of our teammates or y'all fighting, being drunk, there's just so much. It's a freaking whirlwind of chaos. And guess what doesn't like chaos? Good energy. Voodoo, guess what does love chaos?
Well, so
Evil
wonder why
shit.
these people didn't. Yeah, why did these people tell us this?
Annie, it wasn't
maybe
for
they
them to
didn't
tell us.
know.
We was on a freaking show, and the show took us there and just said, here you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I wish they would have told us.
I would have. I would have. What's that? 10 years ago?
We
I
knew
would've,
nothing.
yeah.
We.
So you had to do all over again and you go to New Orleans. Don't go in a voodoo shop with bad energy.
Exactly. That would be my advice. I would have called Bloody
And
Mary and said,
that
"Dude,
word
cleanse
is the
me."
key to
and
every
go in.
door in New Orleans, because New Orleans is all about voodoo. So if you're going to New Orleans, you better not go down there acting a fool.
Yeah, you got to respect their history because their history is different than any other place in this entire country. 100%.
Well, I hope you get to make it there. Maybe one day when you do it, we'll get to hear
I'd love
your
to.
thoughts on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd love to.
Most definitely.
I'd love to.
I would love to know your thoughts on New Orleans, especially down Bourbon Street, where the nightlife
booze
is.
and spirits in both ways.
And the
Booze
houses,
and spirits.
there's some of that shit looks creepy. The old graveyards, man. It's like old shit there
Yeah,
too.
hundreds of
It's just
years.
crazy.
Hundreds of years. Yeah.
So let's dive into the next day, Matt. So the next day, after everything we just talked about, Nettie reveals she has lupus, which,
She don't reveal she has it. She reveals her flare up.
well, yeah, because with lupus comes in a form of flare-ups. The form of flare-ups comes in the form of stress. So with everything that's going on, Nettie gets a lupus flare-up the very next day.
Here's how I know when it's active in my body.
Oh my God.
This is the lupus rash.
All this drama has taken an emotional toll, but Nettie's lupus is starting to flare up. I don't think that Melly is 100% aware of all the damage that she has caused.
Kayla and Nettie is sitting on a couch. I remember her pulling her pants leg up and showing her the big rash, and she was showing Kayla that's what lupus looked like a flare up. And I guess from the day before that is what caused it, the stress and stuff from all the fighting and arguing and crazy shit with Melly.
Well, Melly says that all the brown liquor is the fault for all of her meanness on the day before.
She come running in. Me and her actually came running in together the next morning to flop on the couch with you and Nettie.
Yep.
And I spoke up and said, I, forgive her, let it go or whatever. And then Melly said, yeah, about brown liquor being her cause of what happened. And
then let's get real. Then she jumps on top of Joanne and apologizes about what she done.
And Joanne actually let it go.
She accepted the
But
apology.
Melly just, jumps on top of her like a big kid thinking, hey, I'm sorry. You need to think about people's feelings next time. You're quick to do shit like that.
And let me just tell you, Matt, today Joanne and Melly's relationship is still the same.
I was
As
literally
good
gonna
as they
ask.
can be is as bad as it can get. But you know what? Always at the end of each day, they love and forget no matter what. And that's one thing that's very different about our entire family.
Joanne's a very good cousin. She's very lovable. She's outgoing. She don't cause trouble, drama. She don't like it. And she don't deserve what Melly done to her then.
And then behind all that, the following day, we're going to take an alligator tour. Have you ever been on one?
Hell no. I'm more afraid
Never?
of alligators and any
Kayla.
demon trying to knock on my door.
What the fuck did we wear on a freaking alligator tour?
Let's go see some alligators. As we're pulling up to this whole swamp hole, it looks like a disastrous mud hole.
Somebody please come and save me. The only thing I can think of is snakes and alligators. I don't want nothing to do with them. I want to keep my distance.
Well, I can't even believe we really fully went through with it. But what intrigued me to go ahead and continue and to take the steps that I took to get to the boat, because I was very hesitant. I told you Ashton Kutcher was coming off the tour that we were going on. So that just gave me a little bit of a sigh of relief. I'm like, okay.
If he can do it, you can.
On television. If he can do it, we can do it. Let's go.
Right.
Oh, man,
I thought it was funny. Yeah, it's funny, Annie, that you asked that, because that was one of my questions. Like, what made you guys wear what you guys wore? You know, like
we was all dressed like a bunch of hoochie mamas going on an alligator tour. And it was rainy that day.
Never been.
It wasn't even pretty. But do you remember holding the baby alligators afterwards?
Listen, we never been on an
Hoochie mama.
alligator.
Yeah, but hey,
That
look,
was the wear.
typical us. We wore our bling.
We done what we normally
hell
do.
yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, you know what? We were looking at it like this. If if we go somewhere, we got to be dressed over the top anyway. Forget
Yeah.
got to be noticed anyways. That's just
You always look good.
Honest,
Look good,
if an
feel good.
alligator was going to eat us, it was going to eat us fashionably. Just saying.
Choke on the bling. That's for sure.
yes, choke on the bling.
One of the Bengals might have choked that alligator and it might have spit us back out.
It might have. Yeah.
With
So
them
you're
big
doing it for
hard
safety.
nippers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did Melly reach her hand with a hot dog multiple times? That's
To try to feed
insane.
an alligator. She thought
That's
she was going to get one to
insane.
come to her. If one would have ever came to her,
Insane.
she'd have shit herself.
Her arm
Insane.
would've been
What you
off.
said, insane.
Hey, listen, when we were filming before, Melly's ran out of bus tour, our bus thingies that we've been in, driving down the road when we've stopped to chase deer, bears. Kayla, what all has she done?
Bears.
I was trying to get the hell out of the boat. I just wanted off.
But I'm saying though, this is her with animals in general. That's just who Melly is. That's how she is.
Does she know
She's
some
on
can kill her?
a whole nother level of wild.
Wow.
And then Kayla's trying to get us out of the damn boat.
Yeah. I saw. Yeah. Kayla, you were like on top, like almost out of the boat, and the guy's like, "Hey, you might want to get back in here." 4.5 feet out of the water.
Melly's trying to feed it hot dogs. If she wants this alligator to come over close enough for her to hand her one, I'll be the one. I'll be the fisherman. I'll get out there, bring it to you. I'm gonna jump back on the boat.
You're gonna bait.
How I thought I was gonna bait her alligator, honestly.
That's crazy.
We're
okay,
crazy. We're crazy people.
Can I ask? Like, how is that not scarier than this ghost tour? Was it not?
It was funny. It was funny.
Alligators we can see, ghosts we
That's a
can't.
good
True
point. Those things. Wait, which one? It was one of you guys
okay.
said when the alligator swam up, it looked like the devil. That was hilarious.
Who was
It was
that?
one of
Probably
you
Melly.
guys.
I don't remember.
It
No,
wasn't
that
one
was
of you
probably
guys?
Joanne or somebody else. I don't remember.
Somebody
I don't
said,
remember.
"Look, I could have sworn it was one of you." Because I remember, because I was obviously I paid attention more what y'all said, and you said
remember.
it was so big, like and so scary. It looked like the devil. I don't know.
That sounds like something I would say.
I think it was Annie. That's
It
so
probably
funny, though.
was.
I'm the crazy sister.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun to watch that episode, though. I'll be honest. I mean, there were several times where I was just like, oh no, man. When Melly put her hand in the water with the hot dog.
She's crazy.
When she was kicking the
That
door.
was insane.
When Annie was doing the thing behind Bloody Mary, and then when
Oh my
when
God.
you guys were in that very last bar, the haunted bar, and you guys like weren't having it, went up. Like again, I relate to that so much. I've went like when I was in Savannah, Georgia, I went on a ghost tour. I got really drunk on the ghost tour that I forgot to tip the person, which I feel terrible for it to this day. This is like 2017, and I got myself in trouble. I won't go too far with that, but I think I could definitely, especially my old self, I think I could definitely hang with you guys when it comes to that stuff.
You'd have fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd have fun. Nowadays, I don't know. Dude, I'm down for anything. I'm just down for adventures, and I think that's why
we
I
are
think
too.
it's definitely comes out clear that you guys are and still are, and that's what makes this conversation so much more
We
fun.
like to have fun that don't cause like a whole lot of drama. Of course, me and Kayla, we argue and bicker back and forth, but we really don't hang with the rest of the crew no more. Joanne, yes, but the rest of them, everybody does their own thing.
We
Yeah.
all live far apart, but
do you?
her and I are just out each other's back door, and we'll always be good people, good times, good company.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and I'm
And-
jealous. Caliph lives in Oregon, and I miss him every day. Like,
Oh,
we don't
no
get to see
doubt.
each other a whole lot, and he's got 3
That's your
he's got
partner in crime.
That's my
Basically,
boy.
Very cold in Oregon.
Yeah,
freezing.
they get a lot more,
Uh,
like, their winters are kinda more chilly and rainy than, like, snow. They'll get snow, like, once in the wintertime, but it's usually, like, in the 40s and 50s and rainy. They don't get a lot of snow
I'm
like the
not down with
Midwest.
the rain and the cold. I'm running from that shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, me too. But he's got some kiddos. His 3-year-old son is my godson, so yeah, I'm just so blessed to have a soulmate, you know what I mean? A soul tie that's my bro, and just
Like
the
your
fact
brother.
An
that
amazing support system at the end of
Yes.
the day. That's what it all falls down on.
you're totally right, and that again, that was one of my I was talking to him on the phone before this, and, you know, I told him, I said, "One of the best things about this conversation is they're sisters." And, like, I'm so excited to see your dynamic together, and the fact that you guys have been on a show together. You guys have been through thick and thin together, the thickest of thick, thin of thin, and we can relate to that, and that's why I knew that, you know, we would all get along because we can relate to each other a lot in those ways.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. What did everybody think of this episode? I mean, I think it was one of the crazier ones.
I want to know what Matt's thoughts from a 1 to a 10. How do you rate it?
This episode?
This
Oh,
episode.
10 out of 10. I don't give a lot,
I
10 out of
rated
10.
it 10 out of 10 too because it was from one extreme
To
to
another.
the absolute next. And it was exactly what I just said, from one extreme to the
The
next.
only thing different I would have done with it all is maybe not drink on that tour. If I would have known that things would have happened with Melly the way they did. But all in all, I still rate this episode a 10 because it went from extreme to we really learned some shit.
Oh, we learned a lot.
A lot. I had fun and it was in New Orleans. I would definitely go back again and I'd do it all over again.
But from an outsider looking in, what would you rate our episode, Matt?
No, I thought it was 10 out of 10. I agree. I mean, obviously it has everything that I love when it comes to ghosts and the paranormal and spooky town and history and voodoo. But it also was very entertaining because there were other booze and spirits involved. And you guys, yeah, I mean, stuff like that you don't want to happen, but as a viewer, you do want that to happen. So I thought the entertainment factor was great. It ended well with the swamp tour and it being kind of like, oh my gosh, scary. And it's just like, okay, the next episode, what else are these women going to get into? So I thought it was very much a 10 out of 10.
Matt, we want to thank you again for being here today. We want to encourage you all to go watch his new series, The Unkindness Brothers, on YouTube, True Crime Tracker channel. And the link will be below. And I must say, I'm going to keep up with that myself.
And be sure to come back next time when we discuss season 3, episode 4, The Little Gypsy Prince Turns 1.
And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and send your burning questions in. Bye, y'all.
Bye, you guys. Thank you, Matt, for coming on our podcast.
Thank you, guys.
with us.
Thank you.
We look
Happy
forward
hauntings.
to seeing yours. Yes, thank you so
Happy
much.
hauntings.
Happy hauntings, he
Thank
said.
you.
Happy hauntings.